Okay, calm down, everybody. Calm down. Calm down. Now, I need to calm down. Listen, this is a video for the cast and crew of Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. And I want to hear from the chicken dick nuggets and the social medias about how this video isn't for you, because we'll be uploading our review video pretty soon, all right? And now you got me all worked up. All right. So, apparently, there's a thing about me chewing too much gum. I don't know where that comes from. I'll get back to you later. So, let me explain this to you in a way you might understand. So, a few years ago, my friend and I thought we might do a video for Bill and Ted's cast and crew, but we forgot, we screwed up. And I was thinking about doing this in a theater at college when I was taking a lighting class. At least that was the plan. We were going to do it, make a bigger show out of it, but that would take money, and we didn't have it. And I'm sorry this video is late, and I know you guys were counting on it. Things I have to do for you people. So, hopefully you people understand, you little babies out there, hopefully you're not whining about it, hopefully that made it clear. And if you didn't, that's your fault. You did that, that's your fault. Also, live from New York, it's Saturday night! Why is there no music?
We're in Orlando, this is recorded, and it's Tuesday night.
Oh. And live from Orlando, it's not live, just kidding. And recorded from Orlando, it's Tuesday night.
Happy Halloween, cast and crew member dudes!
So, as you saw in the intro, this is a video we wanted to do for years, and I know it seems kind of contrived now because it's the last year. Works a little bit against us in that way, but for a lot of reasons, we wish this wasn't your last year. Most selfishly because this is more than we put into reviews before, which I feel kind of badly about. And we could have kept going with this more and more and more. So, hashtag save Bill and Ted. So our first show was in 2010, first time we saw you guys. Now I went to Halloween Horror Nights 1999. For some reason I don't remember any of it. I don't even remember if I went to see the show. But I know that at least some of you, that's when you started. And we're like, oh, Bill and Ted, maybe we'll go see it to just laugh at how awful it is. And it's like, oh, no, it was actually awesome.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. So, like to give, of course, a big thank you and you're awesome to the lighting designer.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about in the past, or I've talked about in the past, where sometimes I forget to watch a show because the lighting is so awesome. I'm a little bit of a lighting nerd, I guess. I've been taking lighting classes, actually, stage lighting, and the lighting that is used in this show has always been amazing. There's been some instruments I've seen for the first time at Bill and Ted. Some of those LEDs that spin around and the different diodes move independently, just like.
And as far as we know, the guy who does the lighting for Bill and Ted is one of the best in the business. So
I believe is someone who works at Hard Rock Live as well.
Oh yeah,
but-
that makes sense.
But if that's true or not, I mean, it's awesome. It's
Mhm.
always one of my favorite parts of the show. So you want to?
It's almost like a character unto itself. I mean, the show is served because of the lighting.
Yeah.
I don't get lost in the lighting the way this guy does, and I don't understand like all the different like little things that are going on. But at least from my point of view, it's still a great light show.
Yeah. I mean, like you want to say a different. I have a bunch of notes, but you know.
Thank you to everybody who works on the show, the writing team, the director, the people who do the lighting, the people who do the audio, that dude who drops the dummy from the rafters every night, 5 times a night, 6 times a night, thank you. The cast who delivers the line the same way, same delivery, on time, every time, 6 times a night. Being a team member, I've gotten to know a little bit about this and that.
Especially now being in entertainment.
Mhm. I know that I believe the cast of Bill and Ted is some of the top performers of Universal. So you guys are awesome. And being a performer myself, I kind of understand what you're doing.
And who did you get to scare this year for Halloween Horror Nights, among many, many guests
A lot of people.
in entertainment?
Mr. Charles Gray himself, and the assistant director, Nate. If you guys end up watching this, it's been a pleasure.
So, also speaking of the cast, I would love to give all your names, but we're not going to give names because we don't know most of them, and we don't know if you want people to know your name anyway. But the person who has done casting, you are awesome too. We spoke in our review, which you'll also see of, for example, Death is like he walked right out of the movie.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just- not only does he look the part, but man, I didn't know he was speaking at first because it sounded so much like him. Of course, Bill and Ted is always great. Sean Spicer looks like Jenny McCarthy doing the character. So many characters over the years.
And by extension, all the people in costuming who put these costumes and all the fitting and everything, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's on my list as well. So yes, matching costumes. Sometimes you add things. Things are added to the show later in the run. Always on top of it. Amazing. And on that same thread, the prop master. All of the straight out of food truck. I mean, not straight out of food truck. I have a feeling that's what that trailer is. But the rocket puppet.
Oh yeah.
Smog.
I'm a puppet, y'all.
How are you dying, Brian?
A puppet dying.
So, again, this video would be 13 hours long if I listed all of the accomplishments of the people. I don't know if it's one person every year or I'm sure there's more than, but whoever's in charge and whoever works on the props, props to you. See what I did there?
Yeah.
So, costuming again, sound, always with the great music, and you unfortunately have to work with those crappy mics, which always gets lots of wind noise and plosives, but you know, that's what you have. I'm not going to say that our mics are the best ever, but we don't have a budget. So, but the sound is always great. The music is always nice and loud, and you feel it when it's something weird about the Bill and Ted show. Like songs that are awful that I would never listen to. Something about it when I hear it at the Bill and Ted show, it's awesome no matter what. Just because it's there and because of all the sexy dancers, I guess, and it's loud. I
And
don't know.
a good sound system will do that too.
Yeah. So, thankfully your speakers are better than your microphones, and you're handling the levels
obviously as a pro, because you are.
And some of the musical choices we do enjoy.
Yeah,
Like especially Paradise City for 25.
I think so.
Yeah.
And of course, Smells Like Nirvana,
Mm-hmm.
which of course is Weird Al's cover on this game. But the Fear Factor explosion is always something we like.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's an extra thing that you have to set up and coordinate to redo every show on top of however it goes with the Fear Factor show, which we still haven't seen. And just in general, the pyrotechnics always make the show more exciting. I know there's always something exploding, some sparks or something like that. And we're always reminded to please exit the theater so that the pyrotechnics could be safely reset, even if it's the end of the night. So the next thing is all of the performers who sing. You guys are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
From I Let Myself Go to this year's
The Moana song.
yeah, these I know that these lyrics really blow. You guys are talented. I'm not a talented singer, so I'm not going to try it.
But
You'll thank me.
we noticed the callback to Horror Nights 20 when during the warning they were like, oh, right behind us there's going to be some apartments. Smooth move,
Yeah.
Universal. Now, Bell Apartments right behind me. To us, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I remember when we went to that show, we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a silly comedy show. They're not going to build apartments right behind. And I looked at it later like, oh,
Mhm.
they did. Why would they not? Why would they do? I don't know. So, again, going to some of the performers. You got to meet a few of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that. You got recognized by the woman who played Sean Spicer this year.
Mhm. And Paula Dean and
Yeah.
the singer last year in the sorority. It didn't occur to me that you guys watch these videos.
And I would never have thought. I mean, I don't know why we're always the only people who do a review video of this show. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It deserves 100 review videos.
But I went out to the meet and greet. She came out. She goes, "Well, you look familiar." And I said, "Well, I've been coming here as a guest for years." She said, "Well, that must be it." And then
Yeah.
I ran into the guy who played Rilo Ken. Purposely played Hulk and several other characters. Did promotional stuff for 25. First off, when we met, dude, I owe you an apology. It just slipped my mind that you had a starring role in 26. Congrats, dude. I hope it leads to a lot more. But he recognized me right away. He's like, oh yeah, you're the guy who does the YouTube videos. And I was like, whoa. Because,
Yeah.
you know, like to us, like,
We always hope that you guys are watching, but we're like, they're busy. I mean,
Yeah.
who are we? No.
yeah. But,
I'm sure not. And we're like, that just blew us both away. Like, whoa, you guys have been giving us amazing entertainment all these years, and to think that like you were watching us, it's like,
yeah.
so
So,
that also kind of, not to make it sound wrong, but it also added to the guilt of, oh yeah, we were going to do a special video for you guys last year and we didn't, and now we found out you watched. It's like, ooh, we really should have done that.
and watch it enough that you guys recognize us.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Also, the set designers always looks awesome.
Mhm.
This year's looks like a rock concert, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
awesome. Having the DeLorean, I mean, it's not really the set, but to come out, things like that. I want to know how that fog works, and it's probably very common, but that shoots up and dissipates immediately for when the film booth comes out.
And I don't like Kanye, but that personal Yeezus graffiti from Hard Nights 26, that was just, I would just stare at that because it was just beautiful.
So the set always looks great, and you know, it's obviously part of just another character in the show.
Mm-hmm.
The theming, I guess, just for like camp. What was it? That wasn't Camp Morningwood. Was it for? What was for the year they did sort of the Friday the 13th Jason?
Yeah, I think Camp Morningwood. I believe you're right.
I don't know if that was I don't know if that was a callback to or call over reference to Office Space, or is it just a good joke? But, the whole campsite, just always awesome. And I'm calling right now for a boycott of Halloween Horror Nights 28 if the Fear Factor stage isn't demolished.
But I mean, that's not
That's not going to work.
that's nobody else's control except for facilities. So
Yeah,
look, we're just sad to see you guys go.
very.
Yeah. You know, it's the highlight marquee show of Horror Nights.
Yeah. And actually, just last night we went to Spirit Halloween, and we were talking. Because we were trying to find him a black vest, which turned out to be harder than we thought. But this looks cool, right?
Yeah.
And you notice the Van Halen shirt too? Details. So we were talking to somebody who works there, and she's like, she hadn't gone to Halloween Horror Nights yet because she thought last year was the final year, which I think it was supposed to be at one point. And she said that she wasn't going to go to Halloween Horror Nights because the Bill and Ted show hadn't returned.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that has. This year is the first year, but we've really seen low numbers consistently for weeks. And I wonder if that's because people thought that the Bill and Ted show was gone already.
Maybe. We're not the only super fans of the show.
Obviously.
Yeah. I think even like the first and last shows are probably near capacity.
Yeah.
But
And you might remember that in the past, besides being fans of the show, we would go to sit in the show, if for nothing else, to make the theater more full, just because we were so worried that the show might go away some year.
Yeah.
And we wanted to show our support. And for Universal to be like, well, they pack it in the theater every year, so I guess we'll keep it.
Yeah.
So I hope I didn't miss anyone, but I try to keep a balance. I know the performers are the obvious ones.
Mhm, yeah.
And you guys are awesome, like we said. Maybe it's because we aren't actors, but when you hit those points exactly every time, you're in the right spot in the stage. Sometimes for a lighting cue, which we're going to do. Forgot. We're going to do in the review video. We have a little guitar jump for you guys. And just in general, like, oh wow, you're in that exact spot. And I know that you put some spike tape on the floor and mark it, but it still is amazing to us.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one year, and if you don't get it right, you make it funny. Like the one time when, you guys, Bill and Ted, missed your mark on, I think it was one of the final shows of the year. You're like, whoa, we totally missed our mark. Like, the only reason we noticed is because you had your lighting in that spot and you weren't there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure that there are other times like, oh, well, I was 5 feet over here or 2 feet over there, and like that and nobody else.
Yeah, yeah.
So to us, you always hit it perfectly, and
being a team member, I happened to be rescuing at Lunatic's Playground for Horror Nights 26, and on a 15, I was behind the stage, and I saw one of the actors just running to get in place, and then less than a minute later, delivering his line perfectly.
yeah, it's completely unrelated, but it reminds me of when I briefly worked in the news. You think that runs smoothly, and sometimes a live shot's not working until like a second before it goes live.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but in general, we know that it takes everything coming together to make this show work. So
yeah,
everybody involved, down to the park services who clean the stage every night. Everybody does their part.
yeah. So I guess that's it. So thank you for all the years of awesomeness. I'm probably say this in the review too, but now I just turned 40 this year, so I'm not you know, gonna die of old age tomorrow, but how am I gonna know what's popular anymore?
Yeah, yeah.
I had to go and look up a few things this year because I'm like, who's Sean Spicer? I don't know who that is.
No, I did, but
Like when you did the "Let It Go," "I Let Myself Go" song parody, I'm like, what song is this? Like, they're like, oh, they made fun of "Let It Go." I'm like, that's a song, I guess.
yeah.
So anyway, this video's gotten really long, Brian.
Well, I like it long.
That's a dick joke. So sorry we kind of went all out at the last year, but you know, maybe miracles can happen. No, well, we tried.
They wouldn't hype up the farewell tour without knowing that this was it.
Yeah, but you know, you can always wish.
Yeah.
So catch you later, audience dudes.
Bye.
Remember, be awesome to each other. I know it's actually
Be excellent to each other, but
close enough.
yeah.
And party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
We don't even say that.